guys are in good health. Personally, I'm fine. As you can see, the area in this place is also fantastic. Although people are really mourning in this area. Currently, I'm in Siaya, just like I told you the other day. I'm still in Bondo. Um, I'm here to update you live about the activities which are still taking place here. Um, so today, the reason why I'm here again is because several of you reached me yesterday and they asked me about the security breach that was witnessed yesterday at the Kasarani Stadium. We had a scenario whereby the police they were not in a position to control the crowd. They were not in a position to control the crowd until it reached a point whereby now they had to open live shots on the mourners. And to me, in that event, if you ask me, I didn't see any need for opening the shots. One of the live roundups uh, on the people who are on the mourners. If you look at that thing, it was only just a small section of people who had objects towards where the VIP was sitting in. So the only thing that they could have done at that particular point was to move that crowd away from that point and not to open the live rounds on the people. See, it was very sad that at least 3 people lost their life. I was following that. I was following the live updates about that event yesterday for the whole day. But that was the part which really caught my attention, and I was not happy about it at all. At first, when the plane landed at JKIA, most people thought that most people were they received Baba in a very happy manner, and I thought that the trend was going to continue until that particular event end. But it was so sad that it's because of Baba that 3 more people lost their lives. That was not good. Also, you can see several people reached me yesterday and they asked me about been some particular things they have been seeing online. Like yesterday, for example, they've been hearing some of the laws mentioning the words like Joey. So, no, the people who are not laws, they're wondering what is the meaning of Joey. So maybe I will just maybe start by explaining to you the meaning of the word Joey. Joey is a Luo word which means someone who is courageous. It means that buffalo. I don't know if you know buffalo. It's an animal which is courageous. So Raila Odinga love using that word. Normally, anytime whenever you go, anytime whenever you attend any funeral, you will always use that word to mean courageous. Someone who is courageous. And then also, I've seen people asking me about the driving cows. Driving cows. So I've seen whereby the Luos are driving cows towards Raila Odinga. So that means it's one of the Luo traditions whereby cows are normally driven to home of a deceased before his burial and after the burial. This the main reason why we normally do this is in order to drive the death away. It's a way of driving death away. We call it teroburu, which means driving death away. Um, Several questions have been coming in. Another person also just yesterday saw me. I made a post about the illness that are affecting the underlying conditions that were affecting Raila Odinga, and I mentioned about the DVT. I also mentioned about the heart attack and some other 5 conditions. Someone asked me about the difference between heart attack and heart failure. I consulted as a friend of mine, and he told me a friend of mine, but he's a surgeon, and he told me that the difference between heart attack and heart failure is that for the heart attack, the artery is the one that is normally blocked by a clot, preventing the blood from flowing into the body. And the heart attack, the heart failure is a situation whereby the ventricles have become too weak to pump the blood. That's, I think, the people who asked that question, I think now that we are going now to get your answers. So people also complain about the like this funeral, like the burial of Raila Odinga is being. Most people expected that since it's a Luo, that we are going to prolong his burial date maybe for about maybe 2 weeks or maybe 3 or 4 weeks. But I remember we also normally fear the wish of the dead. It was indicated that it was indicated that Raila himself left a wish that he should be buried within 3 days. So we couldn't go against that wish. We just have to abide to his wish. But even me, I'm not even comfortable with that. There's no way a king or a hero can be buried within a period of 3 days. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. But let's just comply to his wish. Um, Now, I also just paid very close attention to those events that were taking place yesterday at Nairobi, starting from the JKIA, going forward to the parliament, and then from the parliament to Kasarani. You could tell that the people that attended that, like the people who really wanted to view the body of Raila Odinga, they were in large numbers such that they couldn't fit in parliament. They couldn't fit in JKIA. In fact, someone just told me that they halted all the sort of activities that were actually taking place there at JKIA. Everything came into a halt because the crowd was extremely many. In fact, someone just told me that it took around 6 hours to move Raila Odinga's body from the parliament to Kasarani. So I was just asking myself, if we are still in Nairobi and we are witnessing such like things, how are things going to be when we arrive in Kisumu? You see, Kisumu is where the Baba is real. That's where the people love him for sure. That's where the people really. That's why he have real followers. Leave alone Nairobi. Nairobi people are having mixed feelings. So that means that if the government is not going to work well on the security, remember, I know how the security personnel of Odinga normally work. They have around the three shields. The first one is normally there's this guy called George. George, there are normally around three people that normally guard Raila Odinga, and then from after them there's this group called the Men in Black. I don't know if you remember them. There is this group that normally just come from nowhere. Anytime maybe a close ally of Raila Odinga try to oppose him, you will just see them coming from nowhere and then disrupting your event. Now that is the group that we call the Men in Black. That the ones that normally disrupts the activities that normally take place, the ones that normally disrupt any activities that maybe goes against Baba's wish. We call them the Men in Black. And then there is this last team called, let's say, for example, if Raila Odinga is going to Siaya, there are groups there that are normally maybe they have employed to protect him. They're just when they come to invent, they just appear like normal civilians. But when chaos erupts, that's when now we realize that they're security. So we normally have like three forms of security guarding Raila Odinga. And if you look at yesterday's event, there was lack of communication between the government and the three security team that normally guard Raila Odinga. You see, the person who normally control the crowd is Raila Odinga, and he was not there to control his supporters. He's the one that people normally listen to anytime whenever there is chaos. Remember, Raila Odinga's activities are normally very chaotic. We can't lie to each other. In fact, in so many cases, you will always hear Raila Odinga telling there's a security personnel of the person who normally lead the security team called Ken. In most cases, whenever his events maybe break into chaotic, you will always hear Raila Odinga mentioning the name of Ken. Ken, we're rigging Pindago, which means Ken, leave alone those young men. Stop injuring them. Stop beating them. That's how Raila used to control the crowds. Raila Odinga has never been peaceful. I've attended them, the one in Kisumu, the one in Siaya, the one in Homa Bay. Anytime Raila Odinga will have an event or a rally, you see maybe turning out to be very chaotic. And he used only just to have about 3 security personnel. The one that was attached to the vehicle, those ones are the ones from government. They are police officers attached to the government. Um, and then the ones, like for example, he has got security attached to almost every county. If you go to maybe Homa Bay, there's a group of young men there who normally protect him. In fact, not even only just those security as they're employed, even Kenyans themselves normally protect him. You can remember during the time of demos when his vehicle was when they lobbed tear gas at his vehicle. Remember the people surrounded his vehicle to protect him. Eh? They surrounded, like they cycled the vehicle in order to protect the Raila from the live ammunition and the tear gas canisters. You can tell how these people that can from that alone you can tell how these people really used to love Raila Odinga. Imagine just someone just sacrificing himself or herself to engulf the vehicle carrying Raila Odinga so that the bullet or the canister can't reach the Raila Odinga. We witnessed that in 2022, and we also witnessed we also witnessed it. We also witnessed that in 2017. So this is something which has been continuing. So it was so sad that yesterday, since Raila was not there to control this crowd, remember the Babo Wheel tried to control the crowd. I also saw Oldam Olekina also made an attempt to control the crowd. Several leaders tried that, but they didn't manage because they only just used one person, which is Raila Odinga, that was not there yesterday. So for the event that is going to take place in Kisumu, hey, if the government didn't learn lesson yesterday, then I think that it's again going to be chaotic in Kisumu, because in Kisumu now they are going to turn out in large number. It's going to be a mixture of young men and women, and even the kids will be present there. I know how the people of Kisumu operate because I was also raised in Kisumu. I was raised in this a place called Nyalenda there in Kisumu. I know how these people think, and I know how they are really eager to see the body of Raila Odinga arriving at Kisumu. And in fact, they were demanding that even if the government did not even have the plans of ferrying Raila Odinga's body from Kisumu to Bondo using road trip, then they were going to place demands on the government in order to do that. So to me, my request as Kisumu, as someone who comes from rural Nyanza, I would just love to request the government to bring to us Raila Odinga early, that is tomorrow, so that we can have enough time to morning, because there is no need of rushing into Bondo because he will spend the whole night of Friday up to Thursday there in Bondo. So there is no any need for rushing him to Bondo. Baba normally loves Kisumu. In fact, he has a home there, and that's where he has got real supporters. If you want to know where Baba is having real supporters, then it is in Kisumu. That's where everyone trusts Raila. In fact, anytime, whenever he just maybe suggests that we should have a rally, we just see people are ready for turning up in large number for the rally. So yesterday I was also in Siaya. I saw the I saw a couple of activities actually taking place there. I saw the tractor, the excavator. There I saw several things there, several activities actually taking place in that particular place. Um, for the security, let the government actually work on the security. There is no need of injuring these young men and these young men and women. It's very painful. Raila is dead. Even if you kill more people, Raila won't come back to life. So there is no need for injuring more people. Remember, these are mourners. Where I come from, remember, it's normally advised that even if you're not a friendly person with the villagers, you can use even tactics like preparing meals so that you can use it to attract the mourners. But imagine in Raila's case, the mourners are just free, just coming. No one is even buying them, but we are still ending up injuring them. I understand that maybe it was somehow a tactic. The government really wanted, maybe wanted to try. I can see people, right, 9 people watching me live. Maybe you can make some comments. You can ask me questions. I'm very ready to answer any question concerning Raila Odinga preparation burial in Siaya. I'm very ready to answer because I'm in Siaya and I've been following these events since yesterday, part one. So for the people watching me live, feel free to comment. Send any comment. I'm going to reply. Ask any question that you are concerned about. Comment about everything. If the camera position is not fine, you can also comment about it so that I can adjust. Yes, and then for those who don't know me and you're watching me for the first time, I'm Paul Kode. I analyze Kenyan politics in a unique way. And please take a second or two and press the subscribe button so that next time I produce a video like this one, YouTube will automatically notify you. Once more again, I'm saying that if you're watching my channel for the first time, please take a second or two and press the subscribe button so that next time I produce a video like this one, YouTube will automatically notify you. Yes, so as I was saying, that the security, I think they should change the tactics because for the Kisumu, it is going to be chaotic, very very chaotic. I know those people very well. I remember I also come from that place. I come from Kisumu, and I can see the mood in Kisumu is not a pretty one. People are really in a sad, that are very sad. They are not sure if they're going again to be in a position to produce someone like Raila Odinga, who will be in a position to control the crowd. So as the government will be approaching Kisumu, actually, please try to be a little bit sympathetic to these people because they are very emotional. They can do anything that maybe will trigger, or rather, they will make the government angry at them. Please just take some caution. Please just be meticulous when handling these people because the people from Kisumu are mourning. Even right now, as we're speaking, if you go out there, people are in large mourning Raila Odinga, commenting about his old rallies. I mean, so many people are yet to believe that indeed Raila is gone. They are yet to believe that indeed Raila is gone. So, if you also have plans of coming to Siaya, you are welcome. You are very, very much welcome. Much welcome. I can see we are really moving fast. We are at around 30 at watching live. The thing is, for those that can see, some people are wondering what we are actually doing here. Um, what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to explain to people what is actually happening in Bondo. Remember, I'm in Bondo, following the live coverage of activities which are taking place in Raila Odinga's home. I'm trying to find latest updates about burial preparation, as was requested by majority of my subscribers. So what I'm actually doing is that I'm sharing the clips uh, in form of just some short clips. I'm uploading them. So for now, I'm live. I'm not in a position to share with you some clips because I'm in the house. When the right time at around 1 p.m. there, I will now go to the home, and that's when now I will now show you the live scenes of the Raila Odinga's home. Remember that's also a restricted place, so not all time we are allowed in. We're normally just given a small chance to go in to do some small interviews. Remember, this is a place now carrying rather in Raila Odinga's home. There's a lot of visitors there. We have leaders, so the place must just be protected. It has to be restricted. I can see we are now many. We are now very, very many. We are now at 17. And please, if you're watching my channel for the first time, please take a second or two and press the subscribe button so that next time I produce a video like this one, YouTube will automatically notify you. I'm Paul Kode, a political analyst. And right now, I'm in Bondo to update you about the activities taking place in Raila Odinga's home and where we have reached the preparation as far as burial is concerned. Remember, we'll be burying him on Sunday, and the president said that it's going to be a state funeral. So many people complain about the 3 days period because, according to my culture, just like I told you as I was starting this video, to someone who is considered as a king like him, we are supposed to take maybe about a month, nearly a month before laying him down to rest. So even in fact, I had people saying that some rural elders, they have filed a petition in court seeking to halt the burial of Raila ODINGA on Sunday. I don't know if that one is going to work because according to our culture, someone is considered as a king is not supposed to be buried as early as 3 days. That's a very small duration of time for someone who's being considered as a king from where I come. And for those who are just joining in, so many people asked me about the Joey. I'd already explained about it as I was starting about this video. They asked me about several words which people are using, especially they were using it yesterday, especially there at Kasarani. The first one was Joey, and the Joey, just like I told you, means a buffalo. Remember, buffalo is a very courageous animal, so that's why people are referring to Raila as a Joey because they think that it's very courageous. If you look at the kind of things which Raila ODINGA has actually done in the past, maybe 20 years or 10 years, uh, really make him to fit with that name because something like changing constitution, making those amendments, it's not an easy task because it's usually full of maybe like things like you see it's not easy, so that's why we decided to give him that name. And we have also seen several clips trending online whereby people are driving cows or rather cattle towards Raila ODINGA. So we saw one, the people from Homa Bay did that, and several people contacted me and asked me about it. And the thing is, driving cows towards Raila ODINGA so means that in my culture, it means that we are trying to drive death away so that it will no longer pain again in future. It's a form of driving death away. It's a culture which we used to practice in the distance past, but nowadays we don't do it because you see the world is also evolving. So some of these norms we are trying to do away with them. But Raila ODINGA, if you were very keen, anytime, whenever I would attend some of these VIP funerals, you will still see him executing some of this culture. Like for example, I will always see him carrying something that look like a kettle. Um, you will see him carrying a javelin, and then he will also normally make an attempt to throw it. That's also a very important symbol in my culture. It means something very, very important. Uh, uh, Now, if you look at, but I also saw about the post which was made by the Ida, no, not Ida Raila Odinga, but Winnie Odinga, the daughter of Raila Odinga. There's a tweet that he made yesterday, and from that tweet, he was carrying Raila Odinga's. He was carrying that coffee that Raila Odinga normally liked to wear, and by the time he was taking that photo, he was handing that. I mean, he took that photo as she was handing that kofia to Mama Ida Odinga, which means the thing that she was trying to imply is that she was trying to hand over the remains of Raila Odinga to his wife, which is Mama Ida Odinga. That's actually the thing that Winnie Odinga was actually trying to do. That was so very emotional. I'm yet to understand the full meaning of that. But again, if you ask me, Lewis are never going to produce someone like Raila Odinga. I did knew that Raila Odinga is going to attract the kind of crowd that he attracted yesterday as his body landed in Kenya. In fact, even the government underestimated it, and they said that no, we are going to view Raila Odinga in parliament. You see, Moi died, Kibaki died, And I think we used parliament to view the body. So they also thought that since Raila was just a prime minister and that he was never a president, and that we are now going to just use maybe parliament. We are going to use parliament for maybe viewing his body. It wasn't impossible because just from even before his body arrived there at the parliament was already full. The people were climbing up the gate. I even saw Babu to climb the gate so that he can try to stop the monarchs from accessing the parliament, because you know the parliament is a protected area since it hosts several leaders there. So any slight mistake will lead to a security breach. But it's something which also really caught my attention. I wonder why the government decided to direct the crowd to Kasarani without any good plan yesterday. Because a friend of mine was there. I sent my camera team there, and from the clips they were taking, it was very clear that no one was there to guide the crowd. The crowd was just there on its own. Even those big screens, they were not working. The speakers were not working. Everything was just there. People were confused. They were just making some noise, and then just from nowhere, because of being idle, no any, because they lack direction of what they should do next. The people became idle and started throwing objects at the VIP sitting area. So from that point, that's when now I don't know, was it the GSC officer or the police? They just decided to come from nowhere and then lob the tear gas direct into the crowd, which to me that was not a good move. They were just supposed to control the crowd, that crowd that was up there pelting the objects at the VIP sitting area. That was only the crowd that was supposed to be controlled, and not the other people that were peaceful, the ones that were on the playground, the place where people normally play football there. There were that group of people there. Remember, the capacity of Kasarani Stadium is about 60,000, if I'm not wrong. And if you look at yesterday, the people who were there were more than 100K, in my own estimation, because those seats, they were full to the fullest. I saw Sifuna. They were trying to, like, he was trying to use body language. And he was asking me, saying, "What are the police doing? Why are they lobbing tear gas at the monarchs?" You see, the monarchs, they were not armed. They were just somehow chaotic, but they didn't really. I don't think if they intended to maybe harm anyone. They were just so emotional because they had lost their king, and the person who normally controlled them was no longer there. That's the main reason why they were emotional. Guys, I can see we are so many here. You can make some comments, you can ask questions. I'm actually talking about the activities which take place yesterday as you're speaking. Remember, I said that I'm in Siaya, here near in Bondo. I'm in an Airbnb. So, the reason why I decided to do for you this video is so that I can update you about the activities which actually take place in this place since yesterday night. So if you're watching me for the first time, please just take a second or two and press that subscribe button so that next time when I produce a video like this one, YouTube will automatically notify you. So as I was saying, Raila has been a king to the Luos, and up to today, the Luos they're confused ever since they heard about his death. They are very very confused. They are not sure of the person who is going to take the leadership from Raila Odinga now that he has died. Remember when Raila Odinga was leaving the country, he didn't even had the plans of handing over that maybe position to anyone. Some people suggested that since Obro Odinga is now the only person who is now remaining, they suggested that now is the Obro Odinga who is now going to is the one who is now going to take over the leadership of ODM, and not the not the kingship of Luos. So as we are speaking, also we are actually confused. We are not in a position to tell about who is going to lead us next. Uh, Um, Actually, right now I'm being told that there's an event taking place in Kasarani. People are there waiting for Raila ODINGA to arrive. He's yet to arrive in Kasarani. As I was starting this live stream, I was told that he was still in Uhuru Highway in Nairobi. So let's continue to mourn Raila ODINGA. Those who are having plans of coming to Siaya, just like I said, you are feel much welcome. You can plan and ahead so that you can come to Kisumu. Remember, I will land in Kisumu tomorrow, and we will walk all the way to Bondo. Remember, Bondo is not that far from Kisumu. There's a route there from Kisian. Those who have been in Kisumu, there's a route knows about Kisian. There's a route there from Kisian, which leads all the way to Bondo. Remember, there are two routes there. You can use the route from Gemiala. You can pass through Viga Master University, all the way through Gemiala and then Malanga. I don't know if you people still remember about Malanga. Malanga, that's where we produce someone known as Kodek. Kodek was also he was also another seasoned politician in Kenya. He was also another important, very, very important person, although he died in the past. So from Malanga, we'll proceed to Siaya. No, from Malanga, we can proceed to Bondo. There's a route there which can lead you to Bondo. So let's just feel welcome. But the government, let's kindly work on security because Raila Odinga's supporters are normally chaotic. Let's be prepared about this. Let's not harm anyone, please. Let's not harm anyone, please. Let's just be prepared to handle this crowd coming tomorrow because we are mourning and every life is important. No, it's not only like Bolvinga's life is important. Everyone's life there is important. So I don't see any need of harming anyone. Guys, kindly comment. I can see we are so many there and no one is commenting. Send some comments. Ask any question. Anything I will answer you because I'm there. I'm here in Sierra just for you. So just kindly please just comment about anything. I'll answer you. Don't be afraid of me. I know some of you are seeing me for the first time. I seeing me for the first time because you see this funeral of the death of Raila Odinga decided to join us join us together because you see I've always been a long I've always been a long I've always been a seasonal follower of Raila Odinga. I normally produce videos analyzing about his rallies, analyzing about rallies to do with the William Samoei Ruto. That's what I've been always been doing. So for people who have been opposing Baba, I don't think if you have always been my followers, but it's just okay now that we are now working together. If you're watching my channel for the first time, please just take a second or two and press the subscribe button so that next time I produce another uh, analysis, you can be updated. I can see we are so very, very many. Why can't we comment? Why are we quiet? Let's be. You can even greet me. Just say hi. You can even mention where you're watching me from, so that I can know how the supporters are distributed. Like me, for example, I've just said that I'm in Bondo. I'm in Bondo. Yes. So you also can just mail. Let's say, for example, if you're in Gemiala, you can just say that here, hello Paul, I'm in Gemiala. And then I will also see on my screen here so that I can respond. Now, if you look at the crowd that Raila Odinga pulled out yesterday, and imagine he's dead. What about if you, let's say, for example, we were expecting that Raila was going to recover because remember the brother gave a statement just some few days before the announcement of his death, and he said that Raila was recuperating well in India. In fact, of which to me, if you ask me, that could be true because I also saw a clip immediately after his death. There's a clip there that was taken of Raila Odinga. This guy was walking behind him, and Raila was taking, I think, a small walk in the morning. So, as Kenyans, we expected that immediately after Raila Odinga has recovered, we are going to give him a massive reception there at JKIA. In fact, me personally, I was very ready to go there, only just to hear yesterday part one that Raila had gone. rather had passed away. That was very sad to me. So we expected to give him a massive reception. People had prepared themselves with words such as right Baba while you are away, Baba while you are away. Those are the kinds of words that people had prepared to welcome Raila Odinga with. And but it was very unfortunate that he passed away. So my request is just to help us more Raila Odinga as we prepare to find someone who is going to replace him very soon. We have normally told there's this little song that says that Kingpin is position which is normally not handed over to anyone. It's something which is normally grabbed, like just emerged from nowhere. I think it's something which is normally gifted from God, just emerged from, like nobody knew that Raila was going to be the Kingpin. Of course, everyone was surprised when they realized that Raila was taken after his father, that is Raila ODINga. Guys, I can see we are now at we are moving very fast. The counting is not stable. So, guys, I don't know if you can just confirm to me if I'm clear the problems with the sound. You can also tell me about the problems with the picture if it is clear, the positioning of the camera. I can change. Remember, I'm just here to update you live about those activities. Yes. So, as I was saying, the security is what is going to matter a lot in Raila Odinga's funeral. Since we are normally very chaotic, the supporters of Raila Odinga are normally very chaotic. We can't lie to each other. So let's just prepare early and bring security personnel there to control the crowd. And let the security personnel be very careful while handling this crowd, because the crowd is very emotional. Even the Raila Odinga personal bodyguards, they are very emotional. I look at them yesterday, and they were very, very, very emotional. Uh, Actually, they were even shedding tears. I saw men crying. Remember where I come from? Men are not supposed to cry. There are some words that are supposed to use to indicate that you are crying, but you're not literally supposed to shed tears. It's only the women that are allowed to do that. People were actually shocked. In fact, I saw Nuro Kanga, and Nuro Kanga actually he fainted in the street as he was mourning about the death of Raila Odinga. Remember, Nuro Kanga is one of the person who has also been on forefront. Yeah, he's one of the person who has always been loved by Raila Odinga. He has always taken a stand as far as following Raila is concerned. We also had almost for an hour. It was very, very traumatizing to see how they received the news. They were really, really in a very bad mood when they saw Raila, when they heard about the news about Raila. In fact, most people really didn't believe that Raila was gone until they saw plane landing in JKIA. People were there at the gate. In fact, they even took a clip of the plane that was carrying Raila Odinga as it was touching the ground. And that little lady, I think the pilot who flew that plot, she was also a lady. I thought that was a man. She also did a very fantastic job. We as a Blue Nation just know that we are very grateful for bringing to us Baba home. We didn't believe until we saw you bringing him back. Most people thought that it was rumors. Remember, the rumors about his death began to spread last week when we saw the security personnel being hiked there at Leaf Funeral Home in Nairobi. That's when now people began to be suspicious that there is something suspicious going on in Kenya. Yet the government is hiding, like the government doesn't want to share it with Kenyans. So we also saw the GSU there. You're wondering why GSU there. For you to see GSU somewhere, that must have been a VIP person. But all in all, it's $8 pen, and it looked like someone realized that Raila Odinga condition was not good, and he decided to prepare Kenya psychologically that what, let's prepare for everything. Because remember, I also paid close attention to his doctor. He said she said that Raila Odinga was battling several diseases. About five. She talked of DVT, hypertension, diabetes, subdural hemorrhage, and I think the disease there's this disease the heart attack. I think it was the fifth disease that attacked Raila. I think that was the one that claimed his life. But all in all, we have just accepted that Raila is gone, and we are very ready to lay him to rest. Although some are yet to come to terms with his death. Even here in Bondo, he really supported a lot of people. In fact, the security, his personal bodyguards, imagine he just looked for some small boys in the village, and he decided to take them to Israel to train them to be a security. And he used the same people that he trained to guard him. You see how that sounds good. Imagine a politician just looking for maybe some young men in the village, and then he's taking them outside to train them to protect VIP people. That was one of the things that we remember Raila Odinga with here in the village. Remember, I've always just told you that I come from game here. You know about the river Yala, the river that people normally killed and dumped in. That's where I come from. Not just far from where Raila, not far from Bondo. In fact, this river Yala, it's also extended up to Bondo. In fact, it's just past near Raila Odinga. So, in fact, when those who will be attending that funeral, you see River Yala just near his own there. And some people also say that by there, Raila Odinga is not supposed to be buried next to his man because he's a man. He's supposed to be buried next to his father. To me, that's okay. It makes sense according to local culture. There's a way that's supposed to be done. You're supposed to be buried next to your father. But it's also very important to respect someone's wish. If he stated that he wanted to be buried to his mom, there is no problem. His late mom, there is no problem. Let's just follow whatever he requested because we as close, we also respect the culture of the, we also respect our culture and we tend to follow these protocols. So I don't see anything bad when these people are going to follow this wish. Some people also try to suggest about the person who is going to replace the person who is going to replace. I can see people are sending me texts here live, but the guys try to make some comments so that I can get to know whether I'm clear, loud and clear, whether there's anything that you want me to talk more about. Okay, please just make some comments on the screen so that I can so that at least I can keep this conversation yeah, very engaged. You see, when you're not commenting, someone looks so boring. Yes, I know that you people are mourning. You people used to love Baba, but the bad thing happened. So let's just accept it and move on. We as Kisumu, but there in the evening, I will also still go to the Kisumu to see how activities are actually taking place there. Guys, let's end this live stream at this particular point. We will do another video in the evening. Guys, please thank you for watching me and bye bye until next time. This is Paul Kobe.